Ron Harris here from MuscularDevelopment.com. Coverage of the Olympia weekend in Orlando, brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. Standing here with one of the greats on the Olympia stage in the past, Dennis James, now a very well-known coach, critic. Anyway,
Analyst,
expert. It's late, guys. It's past midnight, and you're a trooper, man. I appreciate this very much. So we have a new Mr. Olympia champion. I think this really proved to a lot of the fans it's not politics. They're not always just going to let the reigning Mr. Olympia keep his title. They're not going to give it to Phil just because they want him to get 8 and make a cool story. Big Ramy, everybody after the judging last night that I talked to or saw online, they said Ramy's got this locked up.
Yes.
But in the back of my mind, I'm like, are they going to give it to him?
Yes.
And I was even worried when they gave him People's Champ thing with the belt. I'm like, oh no, they're giving him that.
He was the only one who was worried about the same thing then. Yeah. But listen, he was in front. I mean, this is how I saw it, and I know I'm biased, but I also can look at it with an expert eye and assess what I'm looking at. So for me, he was clear winner yesterday. Not as clear as today, because today he was even better. Wow. So my goal was to make sure, and this was my job. My job was to train him and to pose him, because I knew they were going to work him. And as a big man, you don't want to be the first one that's going to fade or that's going to gas. So that's why it was like a boot camp. I posted him every day, several times a day, and I think it showed. Because I told him from the beginning, I said, you got to be the first one in the shot and the last one out. Don't let go until they call a new pose. And that's exactly what he did, and that's what everybody saw, and everybody appreciated that, even the judges. And Chad is a magician. He knows exactly what he's doing, and especially with bigger guys. So, so to put a team together like that and have him over here was the best thing that can happen. And I believe that for next year, we got a lot of work to do, because the good thing about Ramy is he has room for improvement. There's back way we can improve in his back double, we can improve in his hamstring. I see things that can be improved. And all it takes is some good workout sessions. And I think that he's smart. He will probably stay or come back to train so we can work on those things in off season. So when he comes back next year, that he will be an improved Ramy and not just the same. Because I believe he has everything whatever it takes to win this over and over again. And therefore, I know he's going to be super motivated from now on, because now they're chasing him. And he's going to have to understand, as a Mr. Olympia, you have some things to take care of. You got responsibilities. You got to travel the world, hopefully, if the pandemic, and he's going to blow up. And he's already a superstar in Egypt. But now he's bringing the Sandow back to Egypt. That means that the president is coming to the airport to pick him up. Wow. That's how big he is. He can't go shopping. He can't go to the supermarket. He has people buying stuff because he can't go anywhere in Egypt. Can you imagine what it's now? So, yeah, that's basically all I said. And I knew he was going to be better today. He was 2 pounds lighter today than he was yesterday. So, and I think he slammed the door. I mean, Phil... Why are you laughing?
I laugh, sir. Don't worry about it.
Phil, for me, I love Phil. I love Phil, and I love everything about this guy. And this is not only for a couple of years since he turned pro. For me, Phil was not the Phil that we know. Yeah. Okay? And I don't want to knock him. I don't want to knock someone when he's down. But what I want to say is, that's what I said yesterday, that when he came out yesterday, when he turned around, Phil usually has those crazy hamstrings, crazy glutes, and crazy back double biceps. The muscle was still there, but he wasn't as visible and as detailed as usual. So that already showed me that's not the old Phil. And when he turned around, he kept his stomach under control in the beginning, but when pre-judging went on and they kept posing him, he started gas and he started letting go. So therefore, that's why he ended up in third. Brandon Curry was better than he was last year. So he came in and improved. And that tells you how good Ramy really can be. He can beat and improve Brandon Curry and almost make it look easy.
So, Ramy picked up and left Egypt years ago to live in Kuwait. Mm-hmm. Why not move to Phoenix, Arizona?
Well, he's back in Egypt. He's no longer in Kuwait.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But why not move? Has he thought about moving to the U.S. and maybe?
Yeah, well, probably. I mean, you don't have to live in the U.S., but you can come here and you prep for a show. Yeah. That's what I used to do. I used to come 3 months before the Olympia. I was in California, you know, and he can do the same. He can come in off season, or I come to Egypt to train, you know, and then he comes out, you know, 2-3 months before the show, and that's all he needs to do.
You know, the very first time I saw you, I think you were just got here from Thailand. You were in Gold's Venice. I want to say it was 97. Is that
Yes,
right?
97, the
I
first
think you
time.
were training for the border states or something.
Absolutely correct, yes.
And I was like, who the hell is this guy? And I think I went up to Kent Keene at the front desk. I said, do you know who that is? He goes,
Kent. Yes, I remember Kent.
He goes, oh, it's this guy from Thailand, Dennis James. Like, oh my! I said, oh my God, he's not a pro yet. Is he a pro? He's like, no. I said, oh, he's going to be a pro soon.
Border States was my first show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
And you won the USA, I think, the next year.
Yeah, 98. Yeah. The first time they introduced the super heavies.
Right. That's
Yeah.
right. Up until then, guys, there was everybody over 198 and a quarter. You were just a heavyweight.
Yeah,
That's it.
heavyweight, yes.
Huge
Yes.
classes. Well, Dennis, thank you so much. Congratulations, because I know you played a big role. The posing, people say, oh, well, you trained when you posing for a few weeks, but this proved how critical that is, because these guys gassed and they faded because they probably didn't put in as much posing work.
Exactly.
Because they probably didn't think it was that important.
And I'm just happy that the IFBB Pro League showed the world that, and you know, a Muslim or an you know, an Arab or somebody from the Middle East, let me put it this way, can win the Mr. Olympia. It doesn't matter if you're American. It doesn't matter if you speak perfect English or not. The body is what they're looking at, and you know, and he showed to be the best, and that's why he's taking the Sandow back to Egypt.
It's awesome, man. I mean, the last thing I'll say is that we've been to Olympias over the years. You've been around a long time, where the judges made some very questionable. They let the reigning champ keep his title. They're doing the right thing. The judges are really doing it right lately. I'm very, very happy to see that. Yes. So Dennis James, thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome,
appreciate you
brother.
taking the time.
My pleasure, man. My
Very,
pleasure.
very late. Yes. So that's it. Dennis James, everybody, for Muscular Development, thanks for watching. That's a wrap.